Board of Adjustment of March 19th, 2026. Can we please have the roll call?
Mr. Betts,
Here.
Mrs. Barho, Mr. Connors,
Here.
Mr. Cameron, Mr. McCray, Mr. Johnson.
Here. Okay, we do have 4 members here. That does constitute a quorum, so we can proceed. I'd like to introduce city staff that's here today. Melissa Phillips is our development review technician. David Russell, our esteemed assistant city attorney. Joe Graves and Xavier Campbell behind the wall, IT department, and no officer, and Melissa, our clerk, taking our minutes. And speaking of minutes, we have the February 19th, 2026 minutes to review. Any changes to the minutes or a motion?
I motion that we accept the minutes of February 19th meeting.
Is there a second?
I second that motion.
Motion is second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Okay, minutes are approved. Okay, we're going to continue to new cases. We have 2 continued cases from last week. Melissa, would you like to read them into the record for us?
Sure. Case A, BOA 2026-001, request for indefinite continuance pending site plan process, variance from the CODB Land Development Code, Article 6, Section 6.2 and 6.4, 400 and 406 South Atlantic Avenue. Request for board to allow an indefinite continuance while applicant goes through site plan process, allowing time to review and address any additional variances necessary.
Okay, Melissa, would you like to review, or Missy, would you like to review this with us as just a little background and
Okay,
what the
yeah.
request is?
400 and 406 South Atlantic are vacant parcels that the applicant would like to combine and turn into a parking lot. Last meeting, we had the board had concerns with the turnaround lane, the stacking distance, and the reducing the buffer, the landscape buffer. So they allowed a continuance in order for the engineers and the applicant to go back and try to come up with some ways to lessen the need for these variances.
Okay.
Or develop a better plan.
All right, thank you. Any applicant here wishes to speak on this request?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, board members, Rob Merrill with Cobb Cole, One Day Jungle Boulevard. We started reworking the plan as a result of the input we got from our neighbor and from you guys last time. I think we're finding some solutions. We changed the configuration of the driveway connection, and I think it's working. We presented it to the city staff, and they started to look at it and said, we'd probably rather have you guys come back with a formal site plan, let us pick through everything, so you don't have to do this twice. So we essentially said, that's probably a good idea. We thought we kind of had worked through that previously, but without the level of detail that we probably need to do. So we're close to getting a final site plan prepared to put in front of them. We actually have the meeting scheduled for a week from Tuesday to go through it with their whole team. And then if there's a chance, I think that we won't need any variances. I think we got rid of one of them. And then the one with that would be the one with the driveway entrance part. We essentially made it a driveway that comes in one week, goes out the other at this point. So they're reviewing that in terms of the configuration of the parking lot too. So if you can give us some time to go work that out, we may not have to come back to you at all, but I want to just kind of keep it open so we had the opportunity if we needed to.
Okay. And David,
I did want to note, Mr. Chair, that given the request is for an indefinite continuance, then
Renotice it.
they'll renotice. Okay,
Yeah.
As long as the applicant's okay.
Yeah, we want to
have
make sure everybody
renotice.
knows we're doing this
Yeah.
again if we need to. If we don't, then
right, the new notices will have to go out for the meeting.
Sure, it just kind of keeps us from having to reapply, which
Right, I got you.
We appreciate
Okay.
the courtesy if you'd let us do that.
Right, thank you. The board have any questions or concerns? Anybody in the audience which to speak? Wait, let's hear from anybody in the audience which to speak on this. Sir, come on up.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Walsh. I have a home at 629 Vermont Avenue, Daytona Beach, which is diagonally across from the parking lot project. I just want to state some facts, not my own, but these are the facts of your land development code or the ADA federal codes and state codes. To begin with, that zone that this is in, the redevelopment zone that this is in, specifically states in the land development code that a parking lot as a primary use, no parking lot with more than 10 spaces can be located within 50 feet of any street right of way. And reading into the redevelopment, the reason they did this, they don't want parking lots to be the front businesses on A1A for a tourist to see. They'd still like to see retail up there, not parking lots. So that was a kind of a shock to see, because 50 feet off Atlantic or off Vermont Avenue certainly would make this an unbuildable proposition. The second thing was, last time we kicked around a little bit about a pedestrian, mid-block pedestrian crosswalk being built in this location. I contacted the FDOT and talked to them because there's an ongoing repaving project on A1A that encompasses this lot, and talked with the project management, and they said that a study had been done to put a pedestrian walkway at Vermont Avenue by this lot, but due to budget constraints and driveway issues, that it was pulled, that they weren't going to build it. They are putting in 2 new ones in Daytona Beach Shores. One at the park at Sea Spray and another one at Browning, close to Browning Avenue, because I think the Shores realized that having designated parking for the beach there was a liability. And they are building them now, both mid-block crossing, pedestrian crossings, and they're doing upgrades to the other 7 existing crossings, but nothing will be built at Vermont. So I don't want that to even be a positive influence on the outcome of this, because it's not going to be built. In order for the people that park in this lot to get to the closest pedestrian crossing, it's at Sunsplash Park. That's 803 feet away from the northern border of this parking lot. And then it dumps you into Sunsplash parking lot, where you have to transverse 3 active parking or driving lanes that people looking for parking in there. So in April, when it was an experiment with this parking lot, and they park cars in there on a weekend, I looked and watched everybody that parked there walk directly across A1A right out into traffic. Nobody's going to walk 803 feet to cross. So there is no pedestrian crossing coming. If that's what's selling this project, it's not happening. And I have I'll be glad to share the names of the people with HNTB Corporation that's in charge of that project. Anthony Miller, PE, he's the consultant in charge of the A1A project, who sent me the email, and I'll be glad to share that email with you. I'm concerned that this is not coming back for any kind of review by the public. The last time a plan was presented, everything was substandard. Parking spaces that were supposed to be 19 feet were 16 and a half feet. Everything was crammed into this lot to make it fit, but none of it met code. So that's one huge problem I have, that they're going to go to city staff and work through this and never come back for any input by the public. Let's see what else we got going here. I mean, they were supposed to present a bona fide plan, which I thought I'd be able to look at today and see. There's 3 existing driveways out there right now. One is 70 feet, one is 45 feet, the other one I think is 24 feet, that border the property going down A1A. I have no idea what they're doing with those, if they're gonna close them up, they're all abandoned. FDOT says they have to get a permit to reopen any one of them to use since the property's not been retained its original motel use for over a year. So there's an FDOT permit to be pulled, a traffic study to be done that I haven't seen.
For those properties. For those properties.
For this property,
This property?
there's 3 existing driveways right now that enter this property off A1A.
But
One is, yeah,
if they do this parking lot, those will be removed then,
well,
assuming they,
you know, it'd be nice to see in a plan which ones are removed, which ones are
we don't know that.
approved, but I don't know if DOT will even allow a new driveway to be built within so many feet of an intersection. You know, there's a lot that the public still needs to see about this, other than the fact that it's not supposed to be built within 50 feet of A1A to begin with, and there's no pedestrian crosswalk. There's so many standards. I could go through, I've got 7 different things here that first drawing did not meet standards on, and I fully expected to see something that I could comment on or see that they're doing what they ought to be doing with it. There's islands that have to be built in that parking area. There's ADA. There's no mention of any ADA. There has to be a van and a car parking spot for ADA. I don't know if that's going to be in the final plans.
I would recommend all those things you have brought up, and you brought them up here at the meeting, they'll be in the minutes.
Okay.
Get them in writing to Missy and or who's reviewing the engineering plans through staff.
Okay.
And make sure those, you communicate those to them.
Yeah, I have every
We will only
code.
see it again if there are variances that are being requested, okay? And that's up to staff to determine whether or not there are variances being requested. This board will see it then if there are. They will submit the revised plans to us to review those. But
At this point, I don't even know if it's a dirt parking lot, a reclaimed asphalt parking lot, a real asphalt
I
parking
understand that.
lot.
We don't know that either because no plans have been submitted to us yet.
Exactly.
All we're considering today is to allow them a indefinite continuance pending the review of the site plan information by the engineering department and zoning.
So how does the
So-
public entertain being involved in that
I would
process?
recommend you keep in communication with Missy and she can help you along with that. We can't, as a board, do that. The staff would have to do that. Keep in touch with them. And I'd highly recommend keep in touch with the applicant's
offered-
attorney and
I
have them
offered
meet with you
and,
as they go through the process. I'm sure they would do that if
Yeah,
you
I've sent them
requested it.
this information for review and offered to meet with them, but got no response.
Okay, well, they're still working through the site planning, but
Yeah.
I'd still communicate with them and try to get, through that with them, and I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of land development code that's gonna have to be either eliminated or changed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a bunch.
Right. And we trust our staff to look through and bring to us then with the applicant and back to us for the continuance of another meeting if such items need to be addressed by this board, variances that need to be addressed by this board.
Okay.
And so that's the best we can do today. And just keep in communication with him about it. Yeah.
Well, I definitely will do that.
Okay.
So,
Missy
Phillips,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
And give her any copies of stuff you bring up from today.
Well, this is my only copy. I will gladly copy it and bring it back to you because
That'd
it
be
has
fine.
all the pertinent numbers for the land development codes and ADA and Florida rule for DOT and everything else is in here.
Yeah,
But-
I'll give you my contact information if you want to send it.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. I'm sorry.
Do we have to approve extended commit?
You need a motion to grant the continuance that's been requested by the applicant.
Yeah. And so what they're asking for is indefinite continuance pending site plan review process.
Say indefinite?
Yeah.
Right, because it's indefinite, they're gonna have to renotice it for whatever hearing they bring it back to. if they don't want to have to renotice, they could do a date certain, but they're requesting an indefinite continuance, which
Is that-
with this board can,
So can I just mention that,
I didn't hear that.
again, this is Rob Merrill for the record. If when we go through the technical process, we end up not needing the variance, we're going to withdraw it. So you'll get notice of that, or you'll get notice that we're going to pursue it, and we'll give notice to everybody.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me. Any other questions of the board to anybody?
Motion?
Yes, motion, please.
I'll motion that we give Grant an indefinite continuance.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Can clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Betts,
Yes.
Mr. Connors,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Okay, so we will expect the communications to happen, and if there's any notice needed, then please get those out. Thank you. Okay, we have another continued case. Could you please read case B?
Case B, BOA 2026-002, request for waiver from CODB Land Development Code, Section 3.3.I.5.A.I. Variance from the CODB Land Development Code, Article 4, Section 4.2.B, and Article 6, Section 6.3.G. 350 Sears Avenue. Request for board to waive the 180-day wait to resubmit variance application BOA 2026-002, denied on February 19th, 2026, and to rehear this case at the next BOA meeting. The applicant intends to remove the 200-square-foot shed from the property and variance request in accordance with the LDC Section 3.3.I.5.A.2.C.
Thank you. Right, the applicant is here, representing the applicant. And could you explain what you want to do here?
Absolutely. For the record, Alana Smith with Cobb Cole Law Firm, 1 Daytona Boulevard. And just to give a refresh on the request, again, it was a non-conforming lot. There were a few structures on the site that will require after the fact permitting, and during that review, it was noted that some variances would be required. There are 2 rear sheds currently, and then a accessory deck structure, and then some paver driveways as well. And I understand that at the last hearing, the board's primary concern was with that larger 200-square-foot accessory shed on the rear property line. And it was noted that this request could be brought back for consideration if we modified that shed. And following that hearing, we spoke with the property owner, and he completely understands the board's concerns. And instead of just relocating that shed a bit further away from the property line as recommended, he has agreed to just remove it from the property entirely. So he's already talked to a contractor, he's made the arrangements, he's ready to go. However, in the event the board is not supportive of this approach, he's going to have to remove all of the improvements, including the shed, again, the rear deck, and then he'll have to rip up those driveway pavers. And overall, these additions to the property were really intended to beautify the site and contribute positively to the surrounding area overall, especially those driveway pavers. I think they're really installed to improve curb appeal and just create a more attractive frontage overall. So I think that having to remove these improvements would really, diminish the overall appearance of not only the property, but the surrounding area as well. And it will also be a large expense to, remove all of those items. The owner's already having to make certain financial arrangements to get just the shed off the property. And I think I mentioned this last hearing, but he's already going through cancer treatments as well. So he has some financial hurdles. So he definitely wants to work with the city to address their concerns while hopefully being able to keep the remaining improvements on the site. So again, we're just requesting to waive the 180-day wait period and have a rehearing so that this item can be considered at the next hearing. And I'm here for any questions.
Okay, does the board have any questions of the applicant?
I do have a question.
The 200 square foot, I guess, shed that's in question, are you anticipating that being removed prior to the board meeting?
He has the arrangements to get it removed, but he was going to hold off just because in the event it's not approved, he's gonna have to go ahead and remove everything. So he'd like to hire someone to do that all at once if that's the case. But he's already, again, gotten a quote, got an estimated timeline for how long it'll take. He's made the financial arrangements to get it off the shed, so he's just waiting for the board's decision.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Anybody from the audience wish to speak on this request?
The
Casey?
applicant does have an open code case that has to be resolved, so,
Right.
and the findings of this meeting will determine how the code case is resolved.
Right.
So, like, this isn't just, he says he's gonna take it away, and then that's the last we hear
Right.
of it. His code case won't be resolved until he does whatever you guys tell him to
Right.
do.
And there's no, I don't know, usually the code requires 180 days to have somebody resubmit after a turn down on a variance, but I think in this case, with the pending code request and the applicant wishing to do what we told them that we'd like to see happen, probably would make sense to go ahead and waive that, in my opinion. So is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to waive the 180-day wait time to reapply.
And is there a second?
I second that motion.
Okay. Can we please have the roll call, please?
Mr. Betts?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you, Alana.
See you soon.
Yep. See you next month. Okay, new cases. Case A, 306 and 310 Fifth Avenue. Please read the case into the record.
Case A, BOA 2026-005, variance from the CODB Land Development Code, Article 4, Section 4.7.h, 306 and 310 Fifth Avenue. A request by Zahn Engineering representing Jessica Paskey, property owner, for a variance from the CODB Land Development Code, Article 4, Zoning District, Section 4.7.h, redevelopment beachside, surfside village, RDB 6, intensity and dimensional standards, for a single-family home to reduce the rear yard setback from 25 feet to 11 feet. This variance will allow these two existing single-family homes to be connected and renovated into one single-family home.
Okay, thank you. Is there a representative of the applicant here who wishes to speak on the issue?
Good afternoon, my name is Pete Zahn, Zahn Engineering, 150 South Palmetto. I don't usually walk like an old man, but my back told me I shouldn't have done that yard work last night. First off, I'd just like to say I haven't seen a presentation as good as what Missy put together in a long time, and I've been at it 50 plus years. We kind of got caught on it. We had turned in a building permit, received it, it was under construction. Mr. Bromley, the inspector, noticed the connection between the two units, and it requires a variance because of a setback issue. Strangely enough, both existing homes that's being connected are somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 8 feet off the property line. This is well within those two envelopes. If you look at the site plan that's part of the package, you'll see it's a connection between two units. So, by the way, Jessica Paskey, the owner, is here, and two of her neighbors are here to lend support if needed. So the objective was to combine these two units into one. We filed a combination of lot application, which is pending. The surveyor is reviewing it at the moment. So all that paperwork was done in place, and then during construction, when this hallway was being done, it was noticed by the inspector that this wouldn't meet I think it's a 25-foot setback, although it's inside the envelope of the other two houses. So I got a call on Monday. By Friday, we had the application in, primarily because all of the data that goes into it, we had already done it all, the surveys and all the legal descriptions, the lot owner, all that type of stuff that goes in was done as part of the combination of lots. So that's where we are, and that's the request before you, is to allow that setback for this particular small piece of construction.
Okay, thank you. And the board have any questions of the applicant? Seeing none, anybody wish to speak against this issue out in the audience? Okay. Seems like a pretty straightforward request. And who else doesn't want a pool right outside your master bedroom? I had to say that.
I do have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just for clarity, so we have it in the minutes, if you look at the dimensions laid out on the first page, as the gentleman has indicated, why would it fail the setbacks when it's literally in the middle of both buildings?
Because the two houses are there, they have been there, they're existing non-conforming.
Oh,
So they're okay, but anything new, any new construction is required to meet the codes that are in place right now. And the in place right now requires 25 feet from the rear. And so since they're not going to meet that, even though the houses are basically irrelevant, they're already there, and they were put there way before this code was in place.
right.
So
Probably what trips it, you can't increase a non-conforming use. And so each of those two houses were non-conforming because they'd been there. And even though this setback isn't really the issue, it's, I guess, what tripped the whole thing.
Okay. I'm still perplexed, but that's okay.
it's,
We are too, but
it's
that's
one of
just-
those,
Technicality
we
more.
filed.
it's one of those weird things
It's a
that
weird
the
thing.
next.
That's exactly why the board is here, to address weird
The
issues.
next case is very similar. It's just one of those things, the way the code is written.
When these are connected, do they then become one property ID?
Yes,
They do.
Yeah,
it gets merged
just
together.
curious.
That's in process.
Yeah, I was just curious.
That's where the lot combination comes in. Once
She had a kitchen in the unit to the east, and that had to be removed because you can't have two, and then it looks like
kitchens.
multifamily. So that's been done.
That creates a multifamily.
Yeah, it eliminated that, and because it's gonna become a master suite is what that would be. And it is her homestead.
Okay. Any other questions or a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve the setback connection for the connection.
Okay, there's been a motion for approval of this application. Is there a second?
I second.
Another second? Could we, clerk, please call the roll?
Mr. Betts?
Yes?
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's been approved.
Those are the neighbors that
Well, sounds like she's gonna have a pool party sometime. Fun bunch. Okay. Next on the agenda, case B at 1212 James Terrace. Could you please read the case?
Case
individually?
B, BOA 2026-006, variance from the CODB Land Development Code, Article 4, Section 4.2.b, 1212 James Terrace. A request by Dulando Screen and Awning, Inc., representing Randy Eder, property owner, for variance from the CODB Land Development Code, Article 4, Section 4.2.B.3, Single Family Residential 5, SFR 5, Intensity and Dimensional Standards, for a single-family home to reduce the rear yard setback from 25 feet to 13 feet. This variance will allow an approximately 291 square foot hard roof screen room to be added to the rear left corner of this single-family home.
Well, thank you very much. Is there a representative of the applicant here today? Come on up and present what you'd like to tell us.
My name is Senia Nicasio, and I'm here representing Mr. Randy Eder. And we are actually a very similar case to the one that just presented. The home is non-conforming, and we are proposing a screen room that is not going to extend past the footprint. However, since the home is already near the setback further than what is per code, then by extension, our screen room ends up being also non-conforming. So we're here requesting that the setback be reduced so that the screen room can meet slightly behind the footprint of the existing residence.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board members to the applicant?
The screened back section, is that screen going to be floor to ceiling, or is it going to be
So
a
it's
real room?
Yeah, it's a real screen room. So it is a composite roof structure with aluminum and insulation in the middle, and then the walls themselves are screen. So screen room.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, anybody in the audience wish to oppose this request? Okay. Seeing none, any other comments or motion by the board?
I motion that we approve BOA 2026-006.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Thank you. Could the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Betts?
Yes?
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Been approved? Oh, our final case of the night, or evening, or day. KC, 357 Manhattan Avenue. Could you please read the case in for the record, Melissa?
Case C, BOA 2026-007, variance from the CODB Land Development Code, Article 4, Section 4.2.B, 357 Manhattan Avenue. A request by Linda Smiley, property owner, for a variance from the CODB Land Development Code, Article 4, Zoning Districts, Section 4.2.B.3, Single Family Residential 5, SFR 5, Intensity and Dimensional Standards for an accessory structure greater than 200 square feet, to reduce the required side yard setback on a parcel wider than 60 feet from 10 feet to 7.5 feet, and to reduce the required rear yard setback from 25 feet to 10 feet. This variance will allow a 600 square foot, 20 by 30 by 12 storage shed to be constructed on this property.
Thank you. Representative of the applicant wish to come up and speak to this request? Good afternoon.
Hi.
State your name and,
Linda Smiley, 357 Manhattan Avenue, Daytona.
and tell us what you kind of want to
Okay,
do.
so I want to put a 600 square foot shed in the back. It's a metal. And when I went to measure it, I realized that it was putting it right underneath the only tree I have in the yard and almost under my bedroom window. And so I can't put it on the other side because I have a big dip in the yard, and which now floods since they built a new house next to me. So that's the only place I can put it, and it's in the left rear corner. It would be behind the neighbor's shed that he has.
Okay. And this is all metal,
It's-
prefab kind of
Yeah, it's one of
shed?
those carport shed things that they come in a day and 2 days and put together.
Okay.
So
And your house is stucco?
my house is stucco, but it will be the same color as the house.
Okay.
And there's a 2-car garage of the same type of material down the street from me, and there's one around the corner, and
Okay.
so. The reason I don't want to put a wooden shed is because you can't get them tall enough in the walls. And I was told I could get 2 sheds, but that really doesn't help me because I have storage units that I want to stop paying on, and I want to put all the stuff there, and not have to drive to them because
Right.
driving is starting to be an issue for me. So
Okay.
Is the roof line of the shed going to be under the roof line of the house? The height of the shed, is it going to be less than the height of the house?
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
It would have to be, because the standard, like, her size house is like 8 foot bearing height, and then the roof. Yeah, it couldn't be higher than that.
So this isn't used for parking a vehicle or anything?
The zoning district requires that for accessory structures, they can't be higher than 20 feet, and this is only gonna be, I think we measured
Well.
12. So,
it's so I can have a loft area so that I have lightweight lawn furniture. So when we have the storms, I myself, because I live alone, can throw that stuff up there and out of harm's way without having to look for help to do that. So
So the total height is 12 feet
correct.
to the roof?
Correct.
Okay.
Of the shed?
The shed, okay. Because there really aren't any design plans in here
no, I don't have any
to
because
show that.
I know where I want to go buy the shed, but there's no point if I don't get approved because then I'm going to have to probably sell the house because I need to resolve this and
So, when I looked at the site plan that was submitted, it had just a little box.
yeah, that's what I was told to draw.
Yeah, and it was way out of scale to what you're proposing.
Well,
So, you know, it's just a tiny little box in the back corner, and it was way out of scale to what you're actually putting on your yard.
well, I don't know how to draw scale.
That's okay. I did one for you though,
Oh, you did? Good.
just because I was
Curious
confused a
about it?
little bit
Okay.
about how you're situating it. So, are you going? Because there's 2 setbacks you're requesting, one of which may not need to happen. Is
Okay.
where I'm getting at. So,
Okay.
are you putting this horizontally parallel to the backyard or vertical? So you have what I read in here,
It's 20 by 30.
20 by 30, right?
Yeah.
Is it 20 deep and 30 wide, or is it going to be 30 deep and 20 wide?
You know, I was thinking about that, and I'm not really sure at the moment.
Okay. Well,
But I'll do whatever I need to do.
and
I'm
I
easy.
noticed the tree is way up by nearer the house.
Yeah, but
But you
one-
really don't want to affect the root systems around it. It's no, and I understand that. So what I'm thinking is that the side yard variance may not be necessary. You want to push the shed back. And what I'm looking at are the other neighbors beside you with other sheds back there near the back and towards inside the side setback. But you know, when we review things, we need to minimize the amount of variance requested or required to
Okay.
get the project done. And so that's why I kind of drew it out to scale to your house so that we knew what the footprint is
Okay.
to help determine that. And I know it's a minor issue, but it looks as though the side yard setback could, be met and not the rear yard to make it, push it away from the tree. Is that something that you think would be okay?
Yeah, what's
Because the side yard setback would be
10?
10,
Yeah.
And then you're asking for 7.5
Yeah.
anyway.
But that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
In this backyard, the back of your backyard doesn't push, but it's up against it. There's a church behind you?
No, no.
Oh,
No.
okay. That was the last.
That was the last.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Do you see what I mean on this? You want to see this? Yeah. Down here, see that back down here.
So she put it back in the
Right,
corner.
in that corner.
Yeah, and then he's got
Right,
that one, and this guy's.
Right.
They're all right back to the.
right.
Yeah, actually, I noticed another shed that's plastic that's snuck behind somebody's
Yeah.
garage, right behind me. So.
No, I think, yeah,
Yeah.
on the aerial it shows some, green,
Yeah.
is that scrub, is that like a scrub growth in the
This
back?
is right
Not a
here.
tree?
Way in the back's not a.
Way in the back?
Yep.
Yeah, this, we have your application, that's thing right there. Right towards the back.
Oh, that's gone. That was June daisies.
Oh, okay.
That's not even there, okay.
June daisies that.
Yeah, it's old photo.
Started, yeah, that's why it looks, yeah, it's bright green, but they
Right.
turned brown after the others, so we got rid of it.
Yeah, that corner.
Makes sense.
I was just trying to adjust,
Figure out the size.
yeah, look at it in terms of size. I mean, the lot's big enough. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
you know, just trying to figure out whether or not.
I don't think 2.5 feet is gonna, do anything on the side, so.
That's true. Well, we need to look at everything, so,
Right.
but I just had to do it and bring it up to the board and see what they think, if there's no big deal then. Yeah, I'm done. Any other questions or discussion? Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve variance, what are we, BOA 2026-007.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second that, please.
Okay, can we please have the roll call?
Mr. Betts?
Yes.
Mr. Connors?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you. You're approved.
Good luck.
All right.
You were here for the support?
Mr. Chair? Mr.
Thank
Chair, point of clarification.
Yes.
Just, I know that the chair raised a question about whether the applicant would be willing to not require the side yard setback, but as I understood the motion, it was approved as
Approving
applied.
as submitted.
Just wanted to make sure.
It's reviews as submitted. I was just bringing that up as a topic of discussion because the site plan that was submitted did not have really a scaled, you know.
You didn't see the
It was
building.
like there's plenty of room to go either.
Yeah, it was either way, plenty of room to go either direction. I was just bringing it up as an issue, that's all.
And we understood the motion to be that way, just wanted to make sure we got
That's fine.
it correct.
No, I'm sorry, I might have confused things, but just had to clarify it in my mind.
It was good to have that scale in there just to make sure we're.
You know, I did that. I didn't even have a ruler when I figured it out. I just
I
pulled a paper.
started to do that, and then I'm like, nope, stay in your lane.
Yeah, no. I was just too used to going through with applicants when I was doing this. Say, hey, here's your site plan. Use this for your application.
Yeah, I've done it before, I didn't do it.
It's hard to
this time. I
do.
thought about
Sometimes
doing
it's
it
hard to deal with
Because
that.
she didn't know what to do, and,
Yeah.
when someone's coming in for a shed, you don't want to force them to go spend hundreds of dollars.
Absolutely not.
Architect, you wanna try to help them as much as possible.
No, and that's why I used to draw things for people. But anyway, that's here and there. We have a chairman to elect today, because I am out of time to be chairperson. So, is there anybody that wishes to volunteer to do that?
Well, I called Missy because I might have heard this like in a ghost way. I heard that at the end of the last meeting, anybody who was interested was supposed to call Missy.
Okay.
That's what I heard. Maybe that was wrong. But I called her, and because I asked, was anyone else interested? Because if no one else is seriously interested, I will certainly step up and do my part. But if someone is dying to take that role, I don't want to step on their toes.
Nominate or?
Yeah, we need a nomination for that and vice chair, right?
Correct, yeah.
So we're on somebody,
Yes.
and I'm happy to step into I can do vice chair, right? If I want to.
Yes, yep.
I'd be happy to be vice chair if you don't want, if you don't want to do it.
No.
If you don't want to do it. Certainly he
You make a
can.
great vice chair.
So we need a nomination for.
I'll nominate Mr. Connors for chair.
Is there a second?
I second that nomination.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now vice chair.
Then do we?
Do the nomination for vice chair, yeah.
I nominate Mr. Betts for vice chair.
I second that nomination as well.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Missy, is there a tutorial for this?
Here.
He's a pro.
This is great. They make cheat sheets for you to follow.
Yeah.
Take that one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get to know the cheat sheet,
Once you get to follow this out, you can do it.
it's easy. Yeah. So take that with you.
All right, thank you.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I so move that we adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second? By Commissioner